Welcome. If you're new to the channel, make sure that you stay tuned and subscribe. This is the Planetwatch series. We're going to be looking at this exciting new crypto project where you can earn planet tokens simply by monitoring the air quality in your home, in your business, or wherever else you choose to deploy. So make sure you're subscribed. This is going to be a multi-part series. As I mentioned, this is part one. We're going to be talking about what Planetwatch is, how you can earn, and covering a few other aspects as well. So let's get right into what the contents of this video is going to be. Well, first of all, we're going to go into what Planetwatch is. We're going to go over the actual ecosystem of what it is, how you can earn from this project, the different sensors that you can purchase, and we're going to go over an investment strategy, looking at ways in which you can make the most of this and ensuring that you get the best and quickest ROI for your project. Let's get straight into it. Heading over to the Planetwatch website, you can see the motto there, looking after the air that you breathe, helping build a global air quality monitoring network and detect pollution hotspots so that they can be investigated, so that they can be changed, all together, to be honest, to create a better environment. One of the amazing things about this project that I found was that although I was aware that air pollution was a problem, I didn't realize how much it has an impact on your day-to-day life. Even just simple things like monitoring the CO2 levels in your home can make a drastic impact on your concentration levels. It can change the way that you sleep if you're having sleeping problems. And although there are other reasons for this, I never actually looked into the reasons around air quality. Looking into the company itself, they talk about they are a company that leverage advanced technologies to ensure that there is an engagement of the population to improve environmental monitoring. And the focus is on air quality by building a global network, by installing sensors managed by local residents and also sensors managed by local authorities and companies. They can deploy low-cost, high-density air quality monitoring networks which fill the gap in data, because let's be honest, at the moment there are a number of air quality sensors in cities, but they're very few and far in between, and they don't actually provide an accurate representation of air quality in the given location. How can you find out more? Well, head over to the white paper. I've got a link into the description. The white paper is very, very detailed. It talks about why air quality is important, the impact on air quality and COVID-19, and how indoor and outdoor air quality at the moment is a broken system. And so it's really giving a solid use case. Heading over to the way that the token works, there's a maximum supply that we can see here, and 95% of the supply is actually there to give reward. And when we look at the way that sensors give rewards, we can see that 80% is actually paid out and 20% is given back to Planetwatch. The way that this works is very simple. You have your sensors which send data to Planetwatch. Planetwatch in turn uses that data and makes it available to the marketplace, where buyers, including governmental organizations and external companies, buy that air quality data. In return, Planetwatch rewards the user through the use of the Planetwatch token by paying that into the Algorand wallet. So how can you earn from this token, and how does that work? Well, it's not a very complicated system, but I'll try and explain it in the best way that I can. You have a number of sensors. You have type 1, type 2, type 3 and type 4 sensors. Each of those sensors vary in their complication, in their price, and also in the amount of tokens that you can receive for having it. For type 1 and type 2 sensors, you have something called a tier 1 and a tier 2 pixel. We'll talk about this later, but the pixel essentially is a square on the map, and if you're in a populated urban area, you're in a tier 1 pixel. If you're not in a populated urban area, you're in a tier 2 pixel. And the rewards that you receive for tier 1 of course is higher than what you receive for tier 2. As you can see here, a lead sensor and a backup sensor for each of these tiers. Essentially what that means is, if you were there first and you have more consistent data streams, then you will be a leader in that tier, in that pixel. So you'll be tier 1, and that means you get the full tier 1 rewards. Anybody else in your pixel will get a tier 2 reward. see here that the Type 4 Pixel will get you 23 planets a day, Type 3 30 planets a day, and if you're in a Tier 1 Pixel and a lead sensor, you'll be getting 133 planets a day from the Type 1. If you're in a Tier 2, you'll be getting 66 planets a day. As I mentioned, if you're a backup or a lead sensor, those rewards will vary. Let's have a look at what this looks like in practice. We head over to the Planetwatch map, link into the description. You can see here the pixels that we're talking about. And if you look closely, you can see the purple pixels are Tier 1 pixels and the non-purple ones are Tier 2 pixels. So if you are able to deploy a Type 1 or Type 2 sensor in these pixels, then you'll be able to earn, and you're the first, you'll earn the maximum reward for a lead sensor. If not, then you'll be a backup sensor. For Type 3 and Type 4 sensors, which we'll go over later, it doesn't matter what pixel you're in. The sensors are of different types and they're going to add to this continuously. You've got the Type 1, the Aquino. You've got the Type 2, which at the moment is decommissioned. We're going to hear about what that is later. The Type 3 is the Sense Edge Mini, and we have the Type 4, the AtmoTube Pro, which is a portable device, and the Aware Element. Looking at the Aquino, or Aquino as it's pronounced, you can see there the price is €1350, and we're going to cover that in the following video of how you can purchase those. Purchasing the Type 1 license gets you on a wait list, and you'll be able to get a link after you've done so on how to purchase. The Type 3 sensor, the same. You can see the price there. And when you purchase a Type 3 sensor, again, you'll be on the waiting list to purchase that sensor. For the AtmoTube Pro and the Aware Element, which are both Type 4 sensors, you can purchase those from the respective websites. They are very hard to get hold of, and the wait times at the moment are quite long, so that's something to bear in mind. For the Aware Element in particular, you can see here that it is connected via Wi-Fi and it measures a series of different particulates in the air. Heading over to the Aware website, you can see the price here is at £299. It'll be converted to your local currency, but you can see the shipping here is now on 12 weeks. When I bought these, they were instant shipping. I was one of the early investors, but right now they're at a minimum of 12 weeks of waiting. For the AtmoTube, there is still a wait. I couldn't find it on the website, but don't expect to receive it next day in the post. There's always going to be a wait when there's demand, but make sure you make use of that. And I've got a discount code for the Aware Element. Make sure you use it if you're interested in that item. So what are the licenses? Put simply, the licenses are what connect your sensor to the Planetwatch network, and you have to purchase this in order to be able to onboard it. Otherwise, you'll have a sensor that works perfectly fine in monitoring the air, but you won't be able to earn any planets from it. For the Type 1, Type 2 and Type 3 sensor, you need to purchase the corresponding license. But remember, when you purchase the license, you'll be on a waiting list, and then you'll receive an email when it's your turn to purchase that sensor. Current waiting times are in Q2, or Q1 should I say, of 2022. So if you purchase a license now, you'll probably get the email to order in the first quarter of 2022. For the Type 4 license, you can buy that at any time because you can buy the sensor externally as well. Just be sure again that you have to buy using planets, and do follow and subscribe because the next video is going to show you exactly how to purchase your licenses. And finally, we can look at how much you can earn from this sensor and look at some sort of an investment strategy. In pence, we can see the price today on the 10th of November at 27 pence per planet, and that's been rising over the last 30 days, and who knows, it may even rise further as we hear more announcements about this project. A Type 4 sensor getting you around £6 a day, a Type 3 around £8 a day, and the Type 1 sensor around £36 a day on today's current token price. Going over to USD, you can see 37 cents for the planet, and if you look at the different types of sensors, you can roughly see how much you can earn in USD for each type of sensor, coming in at a whopping $50 per day for the Type 1 Aquino sensor. So how can you turn this into an investment strategy? Well, I've put together a very interactive document that you can amend, looking at the individual items. Remember, you can only have one of these at each location, but if you invested just in one of each type of sensor at your location, you can see there how much you would earn on a daily, a monthly, 6 monthly and yearly basis. For an investment of just over £2,400, you can see a return of £1,500 per month, and over a 6-month period you can see that you can be earning over £6,000. That is profit, that is after you take out your initial investment, and over 12 months you can see that equating to around £15,900. You can see the ROI there on each of the type of the sensors. The quickest ROI is the Atma 2 Pro, followed by the Aquino, and then you've got the Aware Element, and then you've got the Sense Edge Mini. So as you can see, it's not taking you a long time to get your initial investment back. The overall ratio is actually around 1 to 6. So for every £1 you spend, getting a £6 back. It's a very decent return, as you can see. I'll have a link in the description to that Excel document so you can download it and you can put in your own calculations. And that's the end of this video. Make sure that you like and subscribe, as the next video is going to be showing you how to purchase planets, how to purchase your licenses, and finally how to onboard your existing sensors, be that a Type 4 or a Type 3. And if you found it useful, make sure you check in the description. You can download all of the resources that I pointed to, and I'll be continuing to update you on this journey so that we can learn about this project together. That's all for now, and we'll see you in the next video.